Good evening, everyone. This is Vineet Pandey once again, and we're going to talk about culture study. And we already have recorded part one, part two. You can watch this. And this is the new channel. It will be dealing with Sahitya classes, teaching methods, Sahitya classes, hostels, Sahitya classes, admission process, admission process. Why should you join online? What are the benefits of offline classes? Personal interviews of the toppers and the students who have attempted the exam and have achieved some kind of remarkable, levels. So in short, this will be primarily dedicated with the Sahitya classes. Yeah, mera jo class hai, this is my personal class, Vineet Pandey's classes. So we talk about culture studies part three. And as I told you that everything is part of culture study, we have talked about Stuart Hall, Raymond Williams, Matthew Arnold. We have also talked about Stuart Hall's concept of negotiation theory, the television discourse, the encoding decoding concept. We also talked about the diasporic concept of Stuart Hall. Then we went for Laura Mulvey, talked about the voyeurism concept, male gaze, scopophilia. So what I believe is that you must have prepared all those things. This is the right time to prepare the next thing. We're going to talk about Michel Foucault. Yes, today's concept is Michel Foucault. Michel Foucault is not only a writer related to post structuralist theories, he is also a person related to culture studies and has played a vital role. Michel Foucault's concept we're going to discuss is panopticon. So I'm going to write it. Please go याद कर लीजिएगा. The panopticism theory or the theory of panopticon. Panopticon theory is simple. Like if I ask you in a very simple way, what is the influence of a CCTV? आपको CCTV से क्या benefit मिलता है? What do you feel? Whether CCTVs are good or not? CCTV अच्छे हैं या बुरे हैं? I think many of you will say अच्छे हैं. CCTVs are good. CCTVs they protect us. They help us to identify the villain. But just forget the crimes and the good things, the bad things of human nature. Can we say CCTVs are not threats to human behavior? A person who comes home, a celebrity who comes home, throws his mobile on the couch, throws his shoes somewhere else, throws his bag, and curses life. Life is really hard. I'm so frustrated. And he's a celebrity, the icon, the motivation of many people. Will he be able to do the same if there is a CCTV and somebody is watching him? He will come in a very decent way. He will behave in a very decent way, and he will he will behave in a decent way, and he will try to pose something that he's actually not. CCTVs, they make us use our super ego, the conscious brain. They make us behave. Why it is written on the walls of shopping malls, movies, and public places? Under CCTV surveillance, you are being watched. Big Brother is watching you. This is a concept that Michel Foucault has dealt with in the Panopticon theory. In the great Greek history, there was a person, a guard. He was given the duty of watching the prison inmates. This guard was very famous because he would never sleep. He would always have his eyes open, focusing at the prison inmates. And this was the reason that all the prisoners, all the criminals, those who wanted to escape from the prison, they could not escape. Whenever they wanted to run, they found while all other guards were sleeping, one man was constantly looking at them. They tried to escape, but whenever they would go in front of him, they would always find him looking at them like this. After many years, one man, he dared that, okay, you watch, I will run away. I don't care. It's enough. I am fed up with your watch. I am resisting it. I'm fighting against it and I will escape. The moment he escaped and the guard kept on watching, he didn't try to stop. All other people, they escaped. When the guard was called by the king asked him that you are one of the most famous guard. You never sleep. You keep watching. Then how these people ran away? King found that guard was an ordinary guard. He was a normal guard. But he painted his eyes, the black cornea, the white background. He painted his eyelids with this color. And whenever he slept in front of the prison with his closed eye, it would look like that he's still watching. This was the reason that for years and years, for many years, none of them tried to escape. How your behavior, human behavior, natural behavior is controlled. That's the concept of panopticon. Now, we're gonna write something. So I'll be reading few points, read it. Michel Foucault's panopticon, a term by Jeremy Bentham. Now remember this thing, panopticon term is by Jeremy Bentham. It can be a very good question. In 18th century, for a structure of building where one guard can keep his eyes on everyone without letting them know they are being watched. That's panopticon, the view, the eyes. Now remember this thing, how this controls you, develops your thought process, and makes you behave. I have natural behaviors. Like, suppose I'm feeling tired, I can do like this. You do this, you also do that, right? Some of you can take the neck massage, some of you can take the hand massage. What if it's a CCTV and all my students who are watching me? I will not be able to do that. When you do yawning in the class, you are very much conscious that the teacher should not find you yawning. That is again one of the biggest myth of India. बोलने के लिए we are Jagat Guru, but Indian education seriously it needs a change. Our teachers they would beat us in government school in Sarkari school if we yawned in the class. But I was like, we can't control it. So what we would do, we were like, sir, yawning. Okay, book covered the face with the book, did like that. Oh my god, like this. And they thought that if you're yawning, you're not focusing in the class, you're not paying attention. But that's not related to attention. If you haven't had a good sleep, if you're tired, if you have taken enough food, like it's more than need, maybe you're lacking water inside, it's a normal thing. But yawning in our culture is taken in a negative way. It's like you're not paying attention. And forget everyone. This man, Kim Jong, the Sunki president of Korea, North Korea, I think, he killed his own security advisor. He was given the punishment to be shot dead just because he yawned in his lecture and was feeling sleepy. CCTV controls it. You can't take a nap, you can't talk, you can't misbehave, you can't make jokes on each other. If you remember, the Kiran Khair, wife of Anupam Khair, parliamentarian, one of her video was released. She was making faces like this in parliament. So I believe that you should not do this in parliament because it is one of the most, kind of shrine of democracy. But CCTV forces you to behave. Now, what if you have been forced to live in CCTV for next 20 years? You are technically changed man. You're totally changed person. That's what they talk about. That how technology has controlled human behavior. Here we have few more writers who have talked about these things. Shoshona Zuboff. The first name is Shoshona. I'm writing it here. Shoshana. Shoshona Zuboff, you can find it here. She used the metaphor of panopticon in 1988 in The Age of the Smart Machine. The name of the book is The Age of the Smart Machine, colon, The Future of Work and Power. Like machines, how work and power will be controlled by machines. If you have seen the movies like Robot. Next one is by Phil Tyler. Phil Tyler, he wrote a famous work. Remember these works. Phil Tyler's famous work, Entrapped by the Electronic Panopticon, Workers' Resistance in the Call Center. Call centers में CCTV बहुत सारे होते हैं, so how they control you. They are the latest works. I'm sure you must be worried. Just remember the titles only. No need to go in the depth. Next writer is Simon Head. Simon Head. Famous work, Mindless. Colin. Why smarter machines are making dumber humans. DUMBER. Dumber humans. जिसमें machines ज़्यादा है उतने ज़्यादा हम dumb होते जा रहे हैं. Calculator, mobile phone made the valuable thing in culture. What becomes the part of the culture? What goes out of the culture? And here we're going to talk about thing theory. Thing theory is the important theory. Please remember that. Put the title Thing Theory. HING. Based on Martin Heiser's distinction between object and thing. Martin Heiser spelling. This is HEIDEZZAR. By Bill Brown in a famous work, A Sense of Thing. So who propounded thing theory? Bill Brown. Based on the ideas of Martin Heiser. Objects are objects if they are not in use, but if they are in use, they become a thing. This mobile works, it's a thing for me. If its battery goes dead, screen goes dead, I do not use it, I throw it somewhere else, it will be an object. So technically, signified concept. If you are valuable, if you have symbolic value, you are a thing. So in culture, how you are the part of the culture, how you reciprocate, how you are taken in symbolic ways, in reciprocational ways, you are the thing. If you're ignored, taken away, you become the object. No offense for political supporters, but the BJP Margdarshak Mandal, Lal Krishna Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi are no more active, so they're technically objects in one reference. The next point that you have to remember is simulacra simulation. The term by Jean Baudrillard. Jean Baudrillard's simulacra simulation. इनको नोट करते रहिएगा. Here in simulacra simulation, he talks about the hyper reality. Simulation is also known as hyper reality. When you watch a movie, what is that movie? The movie is actually a photograph taken, thousands of photographs taken in a second, and a reel of the photograph which plays, and we feel like the movie has been watched. We watched the movie. A photograph is not the reality, it's the copy of the reality. What if there is a video? It's a complete copy of the reality. A video itself has its meaning, itself has a life. That's called hyper reality. We are living in a world which has been imitated. The messages are imitated, the symbolic messages are imitated. We are living in the world of hyper reality. Reality is something different. What they say, how that's the imitated reality. Imitated reality makes us live a life of artificialness. You remember when we talk to each other in a philosophical way, what we say is you don't know life. Life is totally different, man. When we become philosophical, we say जिंदगी कुछ और है, जिंदगी की सच्चाइयां, the truth of life. That's totally different. You don't know the truth of life. Or what we say, आटे दाल का भाव मालूम हो जाएगा. Realities of life. So technically, simulacra is imitation, a copy, and a multiple copies creating their own aura, own story, own life becomes hyper reality. The reality which is not real. We are living in the world of hyper reality. Now remember this thing. The concept also deals with ideology. Hyper realities, ideologies are different. Today's ideology is to be successful. We don't talk about the character, moralities. We talk about the success, how much money you earn, how good you look, what's your color of your bike, standard of your bike, what are your goggles. This is the thing. We're living in the life right now. So technically, these points are related to culture studies. Now, next point that you have to add is contact zone theory. Contact zone theory is simply one person, second person of two different people mindset talking to each other, making a contact. Let's make it easy. We all are in comfort zones, but to establish a communication, we must come out of our comfort zones. So to make it easy, we'll take the easy example. Suppose a foreigner comes to Delhi. He speaks in fluent English. He wants to go to Lal Killa, Red Fort. Suppose he wants to go to Red Fort. He speaks only in English and he finds an auto wala. Now the Angrez, the foreigner, Britisher, he knows that auto wala doesn't know English. What will that auto wala do? Will he speak fluently to the auto wala, the foreigner? Or will he speak very simple words that auto wala can easily understand? He will say, Red Fort, money. How much? Money. And he will also use his gestures, hands. Red Fort, money. Technically, he thought, he came out of his comfort zone and spoke certain words which were easy for the Ottawala. Now, Ottawala doesn't know English, but he will also come out of his comfort zone and he will recall, he will use his brain and he will say, only 500. He will also speak in English, only 500, 250. He also spoke in English. So one came in simple English, one tried to came in simple language. Both of these languages work together at a contact zone formed. The world itself is a contact zone. That's what culture studies says. When I'm speaking to you, I'm using easy references, easy examples so that all my students can understand. All of you are trying to understand me from my point of view. So technically, me and you with this laptop screen are forming a contact zone, and that's known as contact zone theory. It's by Maria Lewis Pratt. This contact zone theory is by Maria Lewis Pratt. So this will be enough, and don't forget these three, four theories in culture studies. Enjoy learning. You can ask me questions, and I'm sorry I'm not able to use my energies. It's paining actually. So see you all. God bless you, and don't share these videos with others. It's only for online and our own students, daily batch students, renewal students. So just keep it with you. And yes, today I had a word with many of you, like around 7 to 8 students. I talked to them. So if you want to talk to me, write this on on the public number, and I'll be calling you back tomorrow. Bye bye, and be live. Just keep checking this page. You can subscribe this page. Keep checking this page. You will find videos, and there are some old videos you can watch it. Good luck. Bye bye. Take care.